What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first Unleashed interview. We brought in a great guy from the Northern Virginia area who plays D1 lacrosse, and his team just won the national championship. We brought him in to talk to us a little bit about his lacrosse experience and how he manages to balance his faith with his very busy schedule and all the other commitments that he has. We thought the interview went really well and loved what he had to say, and would like to do more of these kind of videos in the future, so please let us know if you like these kind of videos and how we can improve on them.
Check it out. What's going on, everyone? My name's Joseph Kenna. I'm from Chantilly, Virginia, and I play close defense for the University of North Carolina. I kind of just grew up playing it because my older brother had played it. Both my older brothers, actually. My mom played it in college. We started playing it because of her. So I started picking it up from a young age, and I instantly fell in love with it. I don't know what it was, but I was always in the backyard, either playing, practicing. Like, I always had to have a lacrosse stick in my hands. My mom would be so frustrated because she'd tell me to go do an assignment, go do math or something.
Right.
And I'd be in the backyard throwing the lacrosse ball for the next 3 hours. Like, I remember going to the national championship when I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, just like dreaming of one day getting there. I remember specifically when UVA won it, when I was during one of those years, I can't remember, and I was almost like crying because I was like the biggest UVA fan. Just to see these kids though, like I was so impressed. I was so happy for them. That was obviously my like ultimate goal. Freshman year, going in my sophomore year, I remember it was one summer night. I was texting my coach, my club coach, Coach Drigg, and he was basically asking where do I want to play in college? And I was like, well, obviously I want to play at any of the ACCs,
right.
You know, Maryland, UVA. And he just texts me their numbers and says, call these coaches. They want to hear from you.
Gosh,
and I was like, what? There's close defense, which is what I play, and then there's like LSM, and there's like other defensive positions. But for my position, I was the #1 ranked defender in the country. 4th overall recruit at one point. My parents were a huge part of that. Just paying for all the clubs, driving me everywhere. Couldn't thank them enough. I mean, looking back on it, it's like kind of sad just to think of like where I was. Because during these times of being recruited and getting like ranked and just being successful in lacrosse, I think I kind of put that on the front burner and making that like my priority. Lacrosse and then academics were right behind it, and then faith was like somewhere in there. I'm going through high school, I'm basically like the top of my class. For lacrosse wise, I'm doing well academically, and I'm thinking like I'm on the top of the world, like this is all that matters. End of my senior year, I tore my hamstring. That was a huge injury for me. I tore it, I think, 2 or 3 times over the summer, going into my freshman year. Still had like this high that I was still the top because, you know, I had been ranked previously. Incoming freshman, I mean, it's just like such an eye-opener. Like, you think you're the #1 defender and you're like the 10th when you get there. Right. So it's just such an eye-opening experience, and I think that was crucial. And I think, as bad as it sounds, I think tearing my hamstring was a blessing, because I went from being like the best of the best, only really caring about lacrosse, and then basically getting to UNC and not even being able to play lacrosse for my entire freshman year because I had torn my hamstring. Second semester my freshman year is where I think I really started to focus more on things that weren't related to lacrosse. I think it may be just because I was so fed up with my hamstring. I'm thinking, am I ever going to be able to play this sport again? And honestly, I was really homesick. You know, I remember coming back from Christmas, and it was like really tough. And then I came home to visit for Easter for just like a couple of days, and I remember not wanting to leave. When lacrosse was taken away from me, like I said, as bad as that sounds, I think that it was so humbling and so good for me, because I started to realize like how much my faith meant. All right, I can't fall back on lacrosse, so what am I going to fall back on? It almost felt empty. I started going to church more. I started doing, you know, chapel visits, and I just started praying more. Once I got my faith back, per se, once I started putting that on the front burner, I felt so much better. I was happy to be at school, and I think I was better for the guys around me. I was better for my roommate, things like that. This past year, I think I had a better balance between lacrosse and faith, Whereas, I went from the extreme of just having lacrosse and then just having faith.
Right.
And then I think I kind of found like a medium in both of those. I was going to the chapel, but I was also going to the weight room. I was praying a lot, but I was also, running a lot. Winning the national championships, obviously, like the pinnacle. So I think being able to have that while having my faith so strong, I felt more full, I felt better because I had my faith right there. 2 of my coaches were Catholic,
Cool.
so they would usually go to church with me, and I think that also helped me develop my faith. My first semester freshman year, my coach even sat me down and said, I think you need to, pray more, I think you need to be better in your faith. Which no Division I coach no one says that. What I didn't realize is how many guys were actually Catholic until I kind of started, like, people would be like, oh, where's Kenna, at the team meal or something like that, and it's, my roommates would be like, oh, at the church. I'm like an older guy per se.
Right.
On the team, so I think it helped them, not be as shy about their faith and stuff like that. Because I'm wearing a scapular and a medal constantly in the locker room.
So everyone's always asking what that is.
Yeah, exactly. People are like, oh, Kenna, what's your necklace? So many people were so respectful. A lot of people were interested. We'd be at team meals and they'd be asking me like, what's the consecration? And like, what's this? Like, can you do this? Like, what's confession? Like, just so interested. I wasn't embarrassed about it. And at the same time, I wasn't the guy that was like just living in church and was never like, I'm still hanging out with them. And so I think it was kind of cool to see that. You just got to put your faith first. That's the biggest thing. If the faith is at the front, school, all the other stuff, like you said, will fall into place. Be proud of it, own it, and your teammates will respect you. And yeah.